In 1941, Elvis was enrolled at Lawhorn Elementary School, where he made an important new friend, James Osborne.
He said, I really liked going around with you. Said, you're quiet, easygoing, and says you don't raise king with nobody or fight with anybody. He said, I like that. And I said, well, I like you too because you do the same thing. And so we just made it together there.
All through elementary school, these young boys lived a Huckleberry Finn existence of skinny dipping, fishing, and stopping for burgers and an RC Cola at Johnny's.
Elvis would say, let's go get us a ROC, Royal Crown Cola, ROC. And I know what he was talking about. And we'd go out there and get us one and sit there. A lot of times we couldn't eat. We'd just sit there and drink a RC Cola. And a lot of times we'd get one and we'd come up here on top of this hill where we at today. And we'd drink that drink up here and sit and kick our feet around, you know, off this big hill.
While passing the time together, the boys often talked about their dreams. Elvis said he dreamed about singing on Tupelo's WELO radio station. James's older brother Carville had a radio show on WELO where he performed under the name Mississippi Slim.
He reminded me of Hank Williams, where he just, you know, always wore a cowboy hat, and he had his program, and everyone, I guess he was the main entertainment in Tupelo at that time.
He said, I would like to go up there and see him and meet him. And I said, okay, we'll go one Saturday. And I introduced him to my brother. Elvis said, I'd like to be on your program one of these days. And brother said, I tell you what, said, if you'll come up here on Saturday and let me play the guitar for you and you sing, when I think you're good enough, I'll let you on my program. And when he thought it got good enough, he told him, he said, you be up here next Saturday and I'm gonna let you be on my program.
Elvis hitchhiked into town. The very first Saturday, he chickened out. But Slim told him to come back the next Saturday.
So brother says, come on up, Elvis. And Elvis got up and walked up there and caught the microphone and says, I'm ready.
I was with him the first time he sang at WLO, and he was very nervous, but he did really well.
And guess what he sang? Old Shep. Old Shep was his standard.
Just a boy and his dog, we grew up together.
My first memory of Elvis was when we both attended Lawhorn School, when Elvis was in the 5th grade and I was in the 3rd grade.
Elvis was fortunate in 5th grade to have a teacher that was in tune with her students. He came in Mistress Aletha Grimes' class. She helped participate in the Friday chapel programs.
The chapel programs were held in the school's auditorium.
It was the first thing in the morning, and she said, who will do the prayer? And Elvis raised his hand, and he did the prayer. And then without, skipping a beat, he went into Old Shep.
She was so impressed that particular year, 1945, they were going to have the first ever talent contest at the Mississippi-Alabama Fair and Dairy Show.
Ms. Grimes and Mr. Tracy Franks, our principal, entered Elvis and I into the contest.
Mrs. Grimes was Orville Bean's daughter. So an earlier villain, you might say, in the Presley life, rises to the occasion in the form of Mrs. Grimes to give Elvis that little pat on the back that we all need sometime in life.
The talent show, run by Charlie Boren, the station manager at WELO, attracted kids from all over Tupelo. It was held on the main stage of the fairgrounds.
I can remember walking down Main Street with all the children in the parade. And when it was time for the talent show in the fairground to begin, they took Elvis and I down to the grandstand, and I had to stand on the stool because the mics were so tall.
There were about 10 contestants, I believe, and I think it was limited to children 12 and under. Elvis sang Old Shep, a cappella. no guitar, nothing. And as I recall, he was pretty nervous at a tender age. I won third, and a girl singer named Nevin Payne won second, and I have no idea who won fourth.
The audience determined the winner by applause. I won first place and $25 war bond and a trophy and free rides to all the rides in the fair, and Elvis won fifth place and $5.
Losing at the state fair didn't deter Elvis from trying to sing on WELO again.
We know one thing, he knew he was going to give it everything he had. It was the big time, and WELO could be heard probably for a 100-mile radius. So, you know, he was reaching a pretty good little audience there.
Charlie Boren told Elvis what he had to do to get back on the radio.
And he said, well, Elvis, if you will please not sing Old Shep, I'll let you be on there. But when he recorded Old Shep and sold $1 million, he called Charlie and told him. Said, I've sold $1 million of Old Shep, Charlie, and you wouldn't let me sing it. And he said, man, I wish I'd paid more attention.
Like most boys his age, Elvis liked BB guns and rifles. That's what he wanted for his 11th birthday in 1945. But his mother worried about his choice.
So he and Gladys hitchhiked into Tupelo, to Tupelo Hardware, to look at guns. Now, I think Gladys knew when she left the house they weren't going to bring a gun home. She just didn't know how she was going to change the scenario.
When a young boy would walk in this store, they would generally gravitate to the ammunition and the rifles across the store. Gladys would have probably seen the guitar and the music counter and thought more that would be a safer and a more appropriate gift.
Elvis and his mother came in one morning. He was anxious to buy a rifle. I showed him the rifle first, and then I took it and showed him his guitar. He enjoyed that too. He told his mother he didn't have money enough to buy the guitar. It was $7.75, I believe. She told him, said, I'll finish paying the guitar out, but give up to buying a rifle.
I think he was pulled between two things, his peers and what his heart desired. And I think he was really tickled to get the guitar.
Elvis quickly learned to play his new guitar.
I had some uncles that picked the guitar a little bit, and I sat down and watched them all the time. I just picked it up watching them, but I mean, I never thought I would make anything doing it, you know?
The preacher helped Elvis too play a guitar. He was a guitar player, and he helped show the chords on the guitar to Elvis too.
I showed him the first three chords. They were G and D and C. D, and C.
First person Elvis went to when he got the guitar was Brother Frank Smith, same guy that had taught him to sing Old Shep. Frank taught him a few chords, and he said, son, if you can play these three chords, you can play anything.
He couldn't wait to show his friends what he learned.
He wanted to know if we wanted to come here and play his guitar that his mother had bought him, so he brought his little guitar out and he sang Old Shep to us.
He knew 2 or 3 chords. He wasn't all that good, but his voice was always really good.
He didn't shake his hips or move his arm or do any of those things back in those days. We were too busy, I guess, trying to rush him up so we could get to the creek bank and take a swim.
Elvis loved his guitar, but he was too self-conscious to bring it to his new school, Milam Junior High.
But Mrs. Dewey Camp, his 6th grade teacher, announced in class one morning that she was going to have a chapel program. Are there any children that can play an instrument or sing? She said, Elvis shot his hand up, you know, and he came and he lit up.
Elvis raised his little hand timidly back there. He said, I could play the guitar and sing. And I said, well, bring that thing tomorrow and sing for us. So he did the next morning, and it was so good, and the children were so pleased with him, and I was just so overjoyed.
After his triumph, Elvis couldn't wait to take his guitar to school.
He'd get up on the top of his desk and sit down, and he'd play the guitar and sing Old Shep or God Bless My Daddy.
The teacher there had to close the windows when he sang because all the children in all the other classes would just stop and listen.
But not everyone was a fan.
I remember vividly one time some of the more, I won't say criminal element, but rougher type boys who were sort of jealous of Elvis's friends and of Elvis's talent at that time, which was very obvious, scolded his guitar while we were in physical education and cut the strings. And all the boys got together and bought a new set of strings for him, and he had his guitar repaired.
He became kind of ridiculed because he was less prosperous than the others around. And he was bullied and jibes made at him.
Kids are the cruelest people on earth. And they've always got to pick on someone. And who do they usually pick to pick on? The one person who marches to his own beat. And that was certainly Elvis.
To escape, Elvis found sanctuary in a place where money didn't matter and being different could be a virtue. The world he found in his favorite comic books.
Elvis said I was the hero of every comic book I ever read. And that gets said and said and said, but it never gets said which comic books he liked. So I went to a comic store. They gave me a pile, and I sat there. As I was flipping through, I came across Captain Marvel Jr. And I thought, it's Elvis. It is Elvis. The sideburns, the glossy black hair, the lightning bolt emblem, used everywhere on the bracelets he gave people. But he took his personality too. His personality was humble and humorous. That is what he projects when he, as the king, when he meets all his subjects.